Hey, YouTube. I'll wait till more people come on in. Thanks for the thumbs up who came in here. How y'all doing? How you doing? Whoever's in here, just say hey or hi. It ain't gonna hurt to say hello. All right, I'm gonna wait a few more minutes. Sometimes it'll probably take a minute, but the algorithm will work once you say hey or hello. Prompt the algorithm to give you alerts. You also hit alert, the bell button, so when I come on, you'll get an alert. I know it takes a few minutes before I get any responses that people are in the room. Now, hey, Colas, why you say wow? Wow about what? Hey, four people. You seen which video? The one that I had made going to the farmer's market, Van Dam? Yep. I said, let me go ahead and that was another location. Yes, it was. That's what I'm saying. You start looking at alternative supermarkets. Like there's a Korean supermarket called H Town. That one is an internet. It's not a. I don't like to say farmers market for some reason. Exactly. Very inexpensive. I don't know what. Very inexpensive and it's priced very well because I don't know why it's so inexpensive. Maybe because they just have more buying power or something. I don't know. But um, if that price has gone up, if that's a higher price than what they used to sell it for, I assure you, um, you know what? Put it this way: it's easier to ship meat than it is to ship fruits. But I was just thinking today, Colas, it is. I was like, you know what? And the thing about it, they say holler meat, but my father, rest his soul, he used to get ham, big bulk ham from North Carolina shipped to New York, and that big roast butt or whatever. I was thinking about that when I woke up from my nap about buying it, and he used to cook it and shred it up like shredded like he would shred up that meat, and it'll be like barbecue. Um, it'll be like barbecue, like shredded meat. Ooh, I was thinking about that today. I was like, man, my father used to cook stuff like that too. So, well, you give me the money, I'll do it. Shoot, you could pack that meat and ship it. I wonder if you could go online to actual and see if they'll ship it directly. I don't know. Yes, it was like, ugh. I was like thinking about that today. I said, you know what? I may buy it. I'm gonna go when I go grocery shopping. I'm gonna go right there and buy my meat, and I'm gonna buy me that and put that thing right in my freezer. And then when I'm ready to cook it, roast it, slowly roast it, and then you chop it up. That chopped meat, saying, "Ooh, I could have meals for days with that. It probably be so much. You know what, Colas? If I buy it and it's so much, I'll freeze it and ship you some once I buy it and cook it because I know it's gonna be a whole lot. Yep, it was seeded watermelon. I just got through finished eating a part of it before I came on. It was nice and seeded too. I was thinking of that last night. I didn't even let it get cold before I cut it up. After I got up the live stream last night, I went there and cut that watermelon in half. And before I could, it was a small little knife. The minute I put that thing in, it popped automatically. It was like, that's how I knew it was nice and right and nice and sweet. So I just got through eating some of that watermelon. See, I saved the seeds too in this little water thing. So I saved the seeds because you save the seeds. I could plant those watermelon seeds for later. No, ain't got nothing to do with no Atlanta. Trust me. Mm-mm. They probably got supermarkets. You just have to go to those Spanish. How much was that big watermelon? $7. And it was huge. And it was nicely seeded too. And it was sweet. It wasn't like overly sweet, but it was sweet. I was like, dang, I was wondering why people were they had seedless too, but I said, shoot, I bought the seeded ones. So I was like, dang, they probably been had some seeded watermelon this whole entire summer. But watermelon season, a couple more months after that, it won't be in season no more. So, yep, they had all kinds of things well stocked in that produce section. Mm-mm. Now I don't, now I can't really say. See, I still like the Cab Farmers Market, but the more and more that I've gone to that Van Dam supermarket and seen all those different meats, I would probably buy my meats from them. I'm not going to no Sam's Club. I was not thinking about going to no Sam's Club and buy my meats. Like I said, I did end up buying that I actually was 20-pound turkey quarters. I ended up buying that bag. Yep, they had duck hens, all kind of things. Nope. That hollow meat, that big old lamb that I was showing you, it was like $16 and it was huge. Those hollow meat, and it had lamb, different kind of it was no small, it was pretty big. I was like, ooh, remember that when I showed you that big ham, and I was like, dang. I said the one I commented on, that was the part of the hollow meat. And it was like $18, but it was big. And I was like, how the hell am I gonna cut this up? Because I would have to take that somewhere like a butcher and ask someone to cut it up if I wanted to if I wanted to do that. But I think most people like that holla restaurant. You seen those holla, those restaurants? They probably got some in your in Orlando. You just have to go to those neighborhoods where they be selling holla. You see it hole in the wall, and they be roasting. You have do they have holla those holla restaurants? Because I know the person who started holla is a chain. They started in New York. It was the Holla Brothers, they call it. And they started in New York, and I read the story, and then they branched out to other places, and they sell mostly a lot of lamb and whatever those meats, and they be putting them in different, like they call it gyros, but it's not gyro. Yeah, that's what um that's what they mostly. I wonder if they be buying those meats and just roast it and just cut them up and do whatever. I keep forgetting about places like that. You know, when I be wanting something to eat and try something new. Cause I ate up there one time, the Holla Brothers, when I was doing a lot of deliveries with Uber and Grubhub, and I'll go there and see what they have. And I think I ate there one time. They have like chicken. Do they have chicken? I know most of their meats and stuff. No, that was in the middle of the afternoon, but I don't know. I don't know what the traffic would be like because I've gone there not different times, but I did go there one. Well, was it evening time? 7. I don't think it'll be packed compared to like regular supermarkets because I think it's just like a lot of people. You know, like I said, it's very ethnic and people just wouldn't. I mean, that's a hidden treasure. I don't think it's hidden treasure, but a lot of people who live in those communities where there's one off of Memorial Drive, and that one is even bigger and even more exquisite than the one I showed you in the film. That one's off in Lawrenceville, Dogwood. The one I went to yesterday was um, in Lilburn, and then the one I went to in Stone Mountain. So I've gone to all three. They got some other locations too, but that one is actually a small one. That's not as big compared to the Stone Mountain one. So, and the one I went to yesterday, I was like, I said, man, this is, I said, they were no. I mean, they still had a little bit of shortage in certain stuff, but not when it came to that produce and meats. And they also had but that was a small location. So I guess the fact that, and then it's kind of like not so, when you drive down the street, you really don't see it. I almost passed by it because it was almost like almost kind of, you can't see it off the street. Yeah, I ended up buying me some aluminum foil, like some pans, aluminum pans. It was two for $1. I bought the big ones, and I bought some. I said, let me go ahead and buy some of these aluminum foil pans. It was like two for $1, and it was the big ones too. And I said, let me go ahead and buy some because it's much way better than that Dollar Tree. So I said, let me go ahead and buy some of these things now because I could assure you, aluminum in aluminum foil, they said there's a shortage in production in aluminum. So I said, let me go ahead and buy these aluminum pans, even though I had some already in the stockpile. But I said, let me get some of these pans because, when I go home for South Carolina and, with the way the food shortages are, I don't know, we have any big Thanksgiving or big Christmas. So everybody going to have to bring something cooked or buy food to cook to share because Everybody ain't got no money to be buying, like one person buy food and all the food and cook and nobody contribute. So, but it's a good price though. I'm gonna go back and buy that. I want to buy that big ham, but I said, dog, if I buy that, that's something I'm gonna have to keep in the freezer and wait for the holiday season and try to cook it. But if I ever have a meet and greet, I could always have people come by and be like, okay, I'm having a meet and greet and we could eat it. But some people say, I eat pork, I don't eat beef. So I'm not wasting that money. I'm not cooking something that is exquisite for people to be, no, I don't want none. I wasn't looking for the pig ears, but I'm quite sure they had it. I didn't look through all of it, but I'm quite sure they had some. And I know they just had everything. Yep. That duck. And they had all that, you just said the words out of my mouth. They had that duck and had all the kind of different parts of the duck. They even had whole, hens, not hens, ducks. Duck tastes pretty good. Did I ever eat duck before? I don't think I ever had. If I had duck before, I might have had. Ain't nothing wrong with no pig ears. There's nuts. These nuts. If you eat pig feet and things like that, shoo. I didn't eat that stuff like that as a child, but I could assure you that, um, turkey, like chicken feet, and if you cook it right, I cook some. Like if you stew chicken and sticking, it tastes pretty good. Don't be turning your nose up on stuff. Duck goose. I ain't never had duck either, but I think I tasted some. Duck don't taste no different than any other meats. It's like if you like Cornish hen, you can eat duck. The only thing with duck is when I've seen it cook, it seems kind of greasy, but it don't taste that bad. I don't know. I can't remember if I had some. If I did try some or tried a piece or whatever, I'm just trying to remember what I had. Let me see. No, I never had duck. It was something else. I know what it was. It was what did I had? It was at a Chinese restaurant. Frog legs. That's what I had. I had from frog legs. And I said, let me go and taste it. And it tasted pretty good. Sally, stop being, you saying barf. It is not that bad. It depends how you cook it. Some people, there's so many different ways. Pig feet. Some people had, I remember somebody had cooked barbecue pig feet. That tastes good. Now, if you pickled it with vinegar and people, that pickle feet be in the jar and it'd be pink. Now, that might be a little bit bitter because if you don't like vinegar, it's not the pig feet that people be like don't like. It's how you make it. Man, do you eat chicken legs? I ain't trying to say that I ate that. Oh, now I won't eat no chitlins. Now that I will not bother. That just even when when you start cleaning it and stuff, and now that I would not do. I've tried. Now, when I say I ate chicken, like pig feet or whatever, that might have been a long time ago, years ago, and it ain't something I'll be like, ooh, it'll be like, pieces of. I'm vegan, but I used to eat meat, not the ones you eat though. I didn't say I ate those. I said that my family had ate And I've tried it, not something I would eat on a regular basis. Even when even growing up, my father and aunts and uncles and stuff would cook it. That ain't something that I would be like, try to eat. That'd be something I would try. That ain't something I would regularly eat. But what I'm saying is that um, if you know how to cook, it's not as bad as you think. Well, these nuts, you ain't have to be, that's everybody's opinion, but that ain't something I would buy or cook. Like I said they had frog legs. I went to this Chinese restaurant and they had some and I tried it. And like I said, it's all how you cook it. So even if you're vegan now, what I'm saying is that even if you were someone who eat meat, that's not something, and you eat meat or whatever, just be a little bit open. You ain't got to eat a whole big old piece or whatever. Just, you know, it's all how you cook it. That's all that is. So, like I said, when I went to the Chinese restaurant, this was a few years ago, and they had it on the bar, and the way that and it was, matter of fact, it was Papa Do's. And Papa Do's is like a seafood restaurant that people soaring up and down. It was like the best. But I went to Papa Do's a couple years ago, maybe 5 years ago, someone's birthday, and we went there, and those different samples they had. It wasn't that bad. I mean, it was a little bit greasy, but it wasn't as terribly bad, you know. But like I said, most of it was like fried and stuff like that, so they ain't no big deal. Well, you ain't have to keep saying it. I'm gonna put you in timeout because you ain't gotta be so whatever about it. That's your opinion. That's your truth. That's your right. But don't. I ain't here to talk about that. I'm just going off of Colas on the video that I showed at the Van Dam. I could assure you that if this world came down to the point where there was no food left and it was only those type of things, you eat it. If it came down to it, and it was like you had to venture the world and you had to eat, trust me, people will find a way. Hey, 7 people, go ahead and put the thumbs up as you enter the room. Because I find it very amazing. A lot of people be like, I'm vegetarian, and the stuff they eat, some of the stuff like this one guy, what was it, Jermaine Ellis? He was talking about vegan and all that stuff, and the stuff he ate was a lot of processed food, and he looked at a little bit like he needed to eat some beef or something. It wasn't looking, At one point, I was like, why he looked like he got the AIDS or something? And then, I know I said that wrong, but I meant to say it like that. And I was like, that boy need to eat whatever he's talking about. I'm gonna eat vegan something, and it was always that process, Shoo, people don't realize a lot of that processed stuff they be eating. They be thinking they vegan, and the things, and it's truly not a vegan type of dish. It wasn't even a dish like you eating vegetables, pure vegetables and stuff like that. It'd be something in a box. And that thing is just as processed, and that thing ain't just as good when you be looking at the ingredients. You be eating chemicals. So, and it ain't hurt nobody. I've never, like I said, I don't know how to cook certain things, but I know when I was growing up, butt roast, and the meats, my father, and the hams, and how they cooked it is all how you cook. If you don't know how to cook, if you don't know how to cook, and it ain't gonna taste good. It's how you cook that matters. If somebody said, "Oh, let's make a duck," and they just cook it like in a French way, and they cook it. Trust me, if somebody cooks something like that and serve it in a certain kind of way, you'll be like, "Ooh," you'll be surprised. Two people cook the same thing. What did you cook? Nothing. I was supposed to cook that chicken legs and stew it, but I didn't cook anything. I just ate that watermelon that I just finished eating before I came on, and I didn't cook anything today. So I think tomorrow morning when I get up, I'm gonna put those chicken legs, put them in the crock pot, and let it cook while I do my assignments tomorrow. So when I'm out and about tomorrow, so by the time I get home tomorrow, when I finish, all I need to do is just cook me some rice and saute some kale and eat some chicken legs. It's gonna be stewed with some gravy. Well, it's gonna be stewed, so I didn't cook anything today. I figured I'll just cook something tomorrow in the crock pot. I was gonna put something in the crock pot tonight, but I'll cook it. I'll cook it tomorrow. I'll start the process tomorrow in the crock pot. I gotta make sure I got me enough seasonings. I think I got enough seasonings. So that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. So Sally, what did you do today? What did y'all do today? Other than Colas, you probably worked. And I don't know, did you read my message? Because I sent you a message and you ain't respond back. So what did y'all do today? Oh, you did Grubhub? Oh, okay. Is Grubhub real big in Philly where you live? Or has it died down some? Oh, I'm gonna also talk about this new thing I saw today too. It was a new delivery. Oh, I did Uber. Oh, let me see. I was on Facebook last night and it was a new, it's not a new cup. I guess it's new because I never heard of it before. And you could do deliveries. Nope. Because they not putting me back on the platform. Once you get taken off of the platform, you can't go back. And besides, if they were, hey Shelly Shell, and if they were taking people back, I wouldn't do it. The pay is way too low. I'm not trying to drive my I'm not driving people, that's for sure. Not in my Rogue, Nissan Rogue, and I wouldn't do food. Hey Brooklyn, New York boy. Go ahead and enter the thumbs up as you enter the room. Where is that thing I was reading about? Let me see. No, I wouldn't go back because I think once you get kicked off the platform, and I don't think they'll let you go back. Grubhub, Uber Eats, because they don't say, "Oh, we show," like when I try to look and curious about DoorDash, and they said it seems like you had an email in our system already, so let's. I started like a whole new email, put a whole new email and a different phone number. I may be able to get back with DoorDash, but I wouldn't do DoorDash and stuff. I've been bumping to people who do DoorDash in Atlanta and in the area I live and stuff, and I asked them, and they were like getting $3, $4 orders, and they trying to wait to see if they'll get a big order like $8, $9. I'm better off doing. Nah, I wouldn't do that. I would just stick. I'm staying right with survey.com. I got assignments tomorrow. I did some today, and it was like $20 an hour for me to just walk around Kroger and check Procter and Gamble products, even though it's not over an hour. But I could say, I could put the maximum time of 90 minutes, but I don't do that because I just move on to the next. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So I made what, $87 today or something like that, not including the bonus of mileage, not mileage, but the bonus. So I don't I could do survey.com and do some of those other things, even if I do Observer with it together. Oh yeah, that was Deliv. That was Deliv. They went under, so they no longer exist. And I made good money with Deliv, but the thing with Deliv is you go to the mall to pick up people's packages from Macy's, Bloomingdale's, Office Depot, Best Buy. I was picking up all those deliveries from those different stores, and you had to deliver it at a certain time. So in between, I was doing that. I would also do Grubhub and Uber Eats when I was doing it. So, and that's when I had that Kia Optima, put all those miles on that car. No, most of the time, Deliv, they didn't tip. I probably got tipped twice in all that time when I did Deliv. But Deliv paid me pretty good in terms of the deliveries, but because I was paid mileage. Hey John, Janetta Brown. There's a new name. All right, Janetta, welcome, because I never seen your name before. But I appreciate it. Just if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Cause I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I've been stuck at 746. So Shelly, what do you mean? What state? I don't understand your question. Yeah, the live paid per mileage. It was like 47. What was the mileage? I can't remember. They paid the mileage, but it didn't pay the mileage when you leave your house to a store. It only paid mileage when I got to the first store, and from the first store to the last person that I delivered, they paid mileage. Hey, Gwyneth, no love lost, no love lost. Oh, I was supposed to talk about my topic. I went on to talk about something else. Well, yes, they said that all federal employees, all contractors who do business with the government, um, who else? I know those are two main ones that they had to be vaccinated regardless. And then if you weren't vaccinated or something, I need to see what was it because I was hearing about it on. There was a big announcement about that. But I know they said that everyone, if you was a federal employee, um, contractor, that you had to be vaccinated. So let me read it and see. And then Florida banned masks. About that was overturned by the appellate court in Florida. So they upheld that governor's mask mandate. The schools to be reinstated. So I was like, hey Tina Marie, go ahead and give me the thumbs up as you're into the room. So let me read this thing. Let me see. Because I know they said that, let me see. But you know what, though? I could say that's brave of Biden to do all that in the first. You looking for Rick James. If you don't get vaccinated and something happened, Tina Marie, you will be going where Rick James is. Not to be funny, but I don't know. But you know what, though? You have to give it for Biden that he did that the first term. You know, he did a lot of things in the first term that most people they would even touch that with a pole. So for him to really lay down the law like that, um, about it and putting his presidency, not as so much a second term, but putting, really putting his foot down about it, despite people didn't want to, they didn't want to shut the government down and stuff. For him to put that on there like that. But you know what? What are you gonna do? People ain't want to shut down. They're not gonna shut down. People scared to say shut down. So they say, okay, well, he have an executive order. Hey, what's that B? What that mean? Gwyneth no loss. What's B in this? What that's supposed to mean? Are you beach? What does that got to do with it? I don't understand what you're saying. But anyway, he could exercise his executive order as a president about it. But in regards to, anything dealing with federal, he could say, oh, nope, because it's a national disaster. Not a disaster. It's a national security risk. It's affecting not just nationwide, but worldwide. So he do have to take some type of stance because, the certain states, they want to argue about a mask and mandate. That dumb president up there, not president, that dumb governor up in Florida. I don't know what the hell he's thinking. I don't want to put a mandate on mask. I don't put Meanwhile, children are dying, and school teachers and people getting sick. I don't understand it. And then the appellate court overturned the judge ruling that it would be that the school districts had the right to mandate masks, and then they turned around and decided with the governor. That thing is going to go straight to the Supreme Court. I'll tell you that. This thing going back and forth about do they got the right? They're going to go to the Supreme Court, and then the Supreme Court is going to make its decision. I'm going to tell y'all, 6 months from now, the Supreme Court going to make a decision, and they're going to say that because it's a national security risk, is a nationwide affecting people all over, they're going to say that that they're gonna have to rule. Nobody's gonna make the decision, and it's gonna be a natural. What is it when it's a national crisis? This is not about freedom. This ain't got nothing to do with no damn freedom. It has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with freedom. It's my right. It's my freedom. No, you don't have the right to go out there, not wear no mask, not be vaccinated, and get other people sick and get other people to die. That's not a right. Well, I don't know who would say that. For one thing, Walmart needs to worry about getting customers rung up and putting stuff on the shelf and cleaning the store. So just to say you don't have to wear a mask. If you wear a mask, ain't nobody could come up there and say you don't have to wear a mask. Like fucking hell. You don't have nobody, ain't no reason somebody coming, you don't have to wear a mask. That's stupid. Mind your business. But at the same time, I'd be damned if you think that not wearing a mask and you can walk in the store any old kind of way. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The president have every right to say about the federal, if you want a federal grant. That's what it was. If you go, say you went to, even though technically the post office is not a federal agency, they receive federal funding, but they're not a federal agency. So say, for instance, you need to go down to the IRS office to pay your bill, or not pay your bill, but say you went to a federal building. Anything that's a federal property, military bases, federal buildings, whatever. If it's federal, you're required to wear a mask when you step your toe on federal property. And then if you're not wearing it, if you go on that's what it was. If you go to federal property and you're not wearing the mask, then they could fine you $13,000. Ain't nobody got $13,000 to be paying per offense. And I think that so I was like, And companies who do contract with the government. So that's what I'm gonna say on that. Walmart looks like a Russian food mart. Gwen, you ever been to Russia? How you know? No food. Well, I never considered Walmart to be a big thing about food anyway. I mean, Walmart ain't no big, huge. I mean, they have the Walmart neighborhood that's like a grocery store, where it's Walmart. But the Walmart that has sell clothes and everything else, that food section ain't that big. When you really think about it, you go to a regular Walmart. You take away all the clothes and all the toys and all the other stuff, and the food section, it ain't that big. It never was. It ain't that huge. So I don't buy groceries from Walmart anymore anyway. No, that's a super Walmart. If you see a big Walmart that has a big supermarket of food and stuff, that's probably like a super Walmart. But a regular size Walmart is not going to be that big. I'm not talking about the big super Walmart. Besides, who shops at Walmart for groceries? I used to do that, but that was before, when the father was alive, Sam Walton. I would say Walmart was decent. But other than that, I don't buy groceries from no Walmart. I go right on to Publix, Home Depot, not Home Depot, Kroger, Publix, Aldi's, and then this Van Nam. If y'all saw my other video when I went, start looking at other alternatives for supermarket. That's what me and Colas was talking about earlier. There are other alternatives, and you go to one of those Hispanic Hispanic supermarkets, Supermercado, and other ethnic supermarkets. It's cheaper. Most people don't realize that. You go to a neighborhood that has heavily, immigrants of different people from different countries. You have a more variety, and I think they take a bit more pride in when they work. Because when I was at the Van Dam today, they had workers. They were literally like looking over the vegetables, and when they were putting it up, they didn't just throw it up there and that's it. They were like, managing, making sure things look fresh, and I was like, man, they were very attentive with when they was working in their produce section. I was like, shoot, I'm gonna start buying my produce. And I mean, Publix is good too. Kroger says, oh, our foods are fresh and blah blah blah. But they were real more attentive at Van Dam. So I said, shoot, and it was cheaper and it was better and looked fresh. I would be caught dead and going to Walmart buying no vegetables and stuff and meat. Nope. I'm sorry, I just can't. That's everybody's opinion, but I'm not going to no Walmart. I'm not standing in no long ass line. I don't think that stuff is as fresh. Yeah, they had interesting meats because that's an international market that serves people from all different all over the world. African, Asian, you know, black folks, um, Mexican, people from all different kinds all over the world, you know. And it looks a whole lot better, I could tell you that. I've gone to 3 Van Dams when I did my survey assignments. And the one I showed in the video, that was one of the smaller ones. That was one of the smaller ones. And I tried to do one today at the other location in that I went to, but I need to delete some of my stuff on this dang phone because I was going to show y'all some the different stores, but they all pretty much, like I said, they had people and they working, putting up the vegetables, and they were like going over the vegetables and stuff and putting them up, and it was like they do that at the Cab Farmers Market too. They take their what's this link for? Shelly Shell. They have a higher USDA standard. That's why I was in there doing this assignment. I had to look and take pictures and stuff and they constantly get rated and have people come in there to make sure things are up to par, and there was really no complaints. It was like, it might have had a very few items that were like empty spots, but they weren't empty. It's just that the people didn't get there to put the stuff up. And then when you go to like the like say you go to like they got sections like Asian foods, and they say you like to eat dumpling, you could buy that. It was like I said, man, that looked good, and they just had, I'm impressed, the seafood section, you go and look at the seafood and the different, fish and the farmers, the market for the meat. They have the butchers on site, and they could cut different sorts of meats for you. So I'm looking forward to going there to go shopping there. I'll probably go there. I think I'm gonna do it on Sunday after I finish going to Sam's Club to service these machines. They paying me $25 per machine. So I was like, oop. So I will be going to the store. If I don't make it Sunday, I'm going Monday because it's never, it ain't gonna be crowded and stuff like that. And I don't think it's a hidden gem, but I think it's more like it serves the neighborhoods that they're in. And each of the locations, like the one in Stone Mountain is the biggest one, and they got the most exquisite bakery. They make everything from the bakery, and man, it was so nice. When I do a video, when I go to Stone Mountain to go shopping, I'm gonna clear out my phone and I'm gonna show y'all the bakery. So I had got me like $1.09, something they baked. I don't know what it was. And it wasn't overly sweet, but it was good. And it just reminded me of those bakeries that they had like in New York where they used to make stuff from scratch. Yeah. Yep. And it was, I had got a piece. I said, "Oh, this tastes so good." You should have seen the cakes and the cakes and the different desserts they make. And you could tell it ain't that artificial fake sugar. You could tell it was high quality ingredients. And I said, "Man, this tastes really good." But it reminds me of, like I said, the Van Dam reminds me of New York when my father, he used to be the one supposed to go to grocery shopping. I mean, both my parents did the grocery shopping, but my father did bulk of it. But I remember we used to go to the butcher, to the meat market where they used to cut your meat and stuff. Um, and then in New York, they had those different fruit stands. And, people go in there and buy vegetables and stuff. And it was just fresh. I don't know. I just think they have more fresher foods and stuff there. Now they still got their box stuff, they still got things, but if you saw it in the video, um, they sell regular things, but I wouldn't go to the grocery. I wouldn't buy like regular groceries and go there. Now, one thing I started to note, I said, man, if I bought, like they have it for every different ethnic groups, like if you wanted like Spanish, you would see more beans and big bags too. You see all kind of rice. I was like, I mean, they sell that at the Cab Farmers Market. The Cab Farmers Market is an international farmers market, just the same. It's the same. It's not the same stores, but it's the same concept. Now, the Cab Farmers Market, when I do go there, they don't let you film. They got a big old film, no filming. They won't let you take no camera and film, but ain't nobody gonna say nothing because a lot of them are from other countries and stuff. But um, it reminds me of, now the Cab Farmers Market is crowded. I don't care what, unless you go there during the weekday, it's a lot of people, especially on a Saturday, Sunday. But I need to go there and see how the chain of command of services and foods looking like. But I like both of them. But as I started going into the Van Dam these last couple of weeks or these last week or so, it makes me like wonder. I said, wait a minute, I could go, and since they have more than one location, I know that I could always go to one that's closer if I don't want to go to the Cab Farmers Market. There's only one to Cab Farmers Market. Um, their watermelon was $7, and it's huge. It was big too. I just got through eating it. It was $7, and that's a good price because I think I spent $6 on a small watermelon, and it was seedless, and it wasn't as good when I bought it at a Kroger one time. I found that Aldi's had it for like the same price, but it wasn't as big, and it was seedless. So for this one to be seeded watermelon, it was that price. If you wanted seedless, it was $3 and some change, but I didn't want seedless watermelon. So, and last night when I got off the live stream, I went to bed and I started having craving for watermelon. It wasn't even cold, and I had a little knife, and the minute I punched that watermelon, it popped over like bloop. So you could tell it was nice and ripe when I cut it last night, and I ate me some, put a little bit of salt on it, and put it and kept it in the refrigerator. And I ate some this morning, and then I ate some before I left the house, and then I just ate some again. So, but the watermelon season will soon be over, because so after a while, it ain't gonna be in season. So whatever little watermelons that I see, it probably come from Mexico or maybe Florida. I don't know. But yeah, so that's what's gonna happen with this little vaccine situation. You do. turn around, you work for the federal government or do contract work or you step your foot on the federal property and you ain't got no mask, it is a fine. So I know people are looking to fight that. They're gonna fight that and they're gonna go to the Supreme Court. So somebody gonna sit there and fight that. It ain't gonna take no long. It ain't gonna stay on the docket too long. The minute somebody file that thing is situation in Florida, that's gonna go to the Supreme Court. First they ruled it and said that the governor had the right, and then they reversed it. That going straight to the Supreme Court. So I'll assure you that they're gonna be those parents and the school district, and they're gonna fight that. Ain't no way you're gonna sit there and ain't no way you're gonna sit there and say that that's a choice. That's a national health crisis. That's a national health crisis. If they took this thing seriously and put that way everybody's supposed to wear a mask and whatever. This is before they made the vaccination. Before they even made the vaccination, I truly believe that if they had required more stricter guidelines of not lifting it up, opening up businesses, because it was all about money, and people were required to wear masks and not open stuff up so quick and early. Oh no, people need to go back to school. Oh no, you ain't had to open no gym. You ain't had to open up no nail salon and hair salon and all these little nightclubs and stuff. I really believe that they just let that thing ride out. It wouldn't have mutated to something new. That's what it was. And what kills me is that the Delta variant was so prevalent up in India months ago. People were dying left and right up in India. And they said that, that might, they didn't even try to control it to come to the United States. How did that thing come here in the United States? How did this thing blow up like this? How? Tell me. Because they let that thing mutate and then it grew and people started, ain't no confusion. Ain't nobody said nothing is 100% guaranteed. Ain't nothing 100% guaranteed. But at the same time, all this going back and forth, well, I don't know. I don't believe in the science. I don't believe it's my right. They're taking away my constitutional right. People, they use words that they know what the fuck they talking about. Constitutional rights, y'all really? I heard people say that. I'm like, where in the Constitution did it say that? Please tell me. This is stupid and dumb. In my constitutional right. Ugh. Apparently the whole White House and Joe and the Karens that compile are angry we are not getting the jab. Therefore, we must be forced to take it. Sounds legit. Not. Hey, and preach number 41. Where y'all coming from? Go ahead and give me the thumbs up as you enter the room. And please subscribe because I don't edit no videos. I keep my stuff raw. And I do not, I tell it as it is. I'm not monetized, so, Well, put it this way. You could take it or don't take it, but it's no different than being vaccinated as a child or a baby being vaccinated or people putting things in cows and animals. They get vaccinated so that way you don't get some kind of poison, not poison. You don't get some kind of disease from eating meat. And even if you don't eat meat, I know people say, I don't eat meat. That's why I don't eat meat. Vegetables, drink water, or breathe the air. pick your choice. That's been. You got to get vaccinated as a child. When you go to school, you got to get vaccinated. So what's the big deal? We don't even know what's in that thing. It could be protein eggs for all we know. But I know one thing: ain't nobody gonna come all up in my face. Um, See, that's what I'm talking about. People, see, that's what I'm talking about. People already putting stuff impeach, but they don't even know what year. They don't even know what the number of the president is. Man, bye. How you gonna put impeach 44? Oh, people. Yeah, it probably did meant to say impeach 44. You should have impeached the 144. That damn Trump. That's who should have been impeached 44. So they don't. All I know is this. I don't know what you believe impeach number 44. 44 equals Obama. Man, people shut up. Go ahead and block 44. You stupid. Who cares? Trump ain't my damn president. He may have been president, but shit, he cheated. You really want to know. I don't know. Like I said, I used to know the number. I don't even know. I knew, but Obama was I knew Obama was no 45. I said, wait a minute, that was a number I wore when I played flag football. So how did I miss that? Well, put it this way: people, you'll come on here and act stupid, and then I turn around and fell to that rabbit hole and totally not even really paying attention because I wasn't paying attention. I was like, wait a minute. I said, wait a minute. I knew that in my mind, but I just kept talking. I said, let me finish my thought. People write stupid stuff. Because I got thrown up and said, how you gonna impeach somebody who's not even the president anymore? He already served his 2 terms. So that person, you dumbass, you threw me off talking crazy. But like I tell people, you could talk the crazy stuff about not getting no little vaccine, and 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 you something happened. Why should First of all, why should you put stress on healthcare workers unnecessarily because you went to the hospital and be on license? Mm-hmm. Sure did. The exquisite President Obama. They always be trying to. I'm surprised that nobody put his name out of their mouth, blaming him. It's President Obama fault. They he been president. He been not been president for the last 12 years, going on 13 years. You know, people be they find. I saw this dumbass lady. She had a sign up there. You spread the fire, President Obama, because you had a birthday party. Bitch, shut up. Stupid ass. Dumb Karen's holding up a sign. And then the sign she held up, she didn't even use the right, grammatically incorrect. And it wasn't no text either. It was a big old sign that she wrote up in crayon and magic marker. I can't remember what did she say? Our school, our something. And she used some word. What did she put? Not our, like OUR. She wrote something else. Not our either, like our, like the hourglass. What did she wrote? Dumbass. Dang. All up on national news and you holding up a sign. I was like, what? What did she say? It was so stupid. Me and Erica talked about it. I can't remember. Well, whatever it was, she sat there and held up that sign. I was like, bitch, our school, and put So I don't know. People just, I don't know. And let me tell you, I believe Trump got vaccinated. I bet you he ain't gonna tell nobody that. He ain't gonna tell no one that. Cause see, Trump is an entertainer. That's all. And I'm not saying he's a good entertainer, but that's what, reality TV star. And let me show you certain messages. If you say certain things, it's gonna be held for review. But I don't know. People just just dumb. Just plain dumb. But I believe Trump got vaccinated. When he first got that COVID, I bet you no, because when he got the COVID, the vaccine was not invented or made yet or whatever. But I can assure you, he got it. He ain't gonna say nothing, but he got it. Ain't no way in hell he gonna sit there and tell me. You think he's not gonna take it? Then I bet you that damn governor in Florida probably got vaccinated too. He ain't gonna tell nobody nothing, but he gonna sit up there. Um, he gonna sit up there talking about you ain't gonna force people to, mandate it and stuff. Man, it should first of all, that shouldn't even be a state level issue. The state should have no say into what this is an international crisis. This is a national crisis. That should be handled on a federal level, not the state. No state should have no right to make, decisions like that. Because the money for the vaccine to get it and to implement it for people to get it for free came from federal funds. So why should this, it's not a state. The state didn't just come up with the money. Okay, we're gonna invest in state funds of $10 million for the state to come up with the vaccine. The state didn't do it. It's the federal money. Federal monies paid for these vaccines to be given for free. So since it's federal funds, then the federal government should make a decision and put a rule about being mandated. And what they should do is if they say, if you don't want to take the vaccine and you need to sign a waiver saying you ain't got no right to go to nobody's hospital and be treated. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. I'm not talking about what happened last year. I'm talking about this year. Because those millions of people who died last year, that took a lot of people that took a lot of people out because they didn't know what it was. They knew what it was. They knew what that was. But when they shut it down, people shut down. They said, nope, wear masks. Everybody was cleaning vigorously. You go to every place you went, they were cleaning. I went to Kroger today, went to the bathroom. I said, what the hell is this bathroom? Is nasty as hell. I said, I was like, I went and told someone, did you think they got anybody to clean the bathroom? I said, how the hell? This bathroom, it was disgusting. I said, ain't no way I work somewhere all day. What bathroom did they use? Because they surely could have used that bathroom and walk out there and even you wash your hand. That bathroom was so nasty. It's like all these places, they stopped cleaning like they used to. Now I did go to a couple Kroger's and a couple places they had someone up there cleaning the carts, hand out the cart, they clean them and then they pass them, but a lot of places I've gone to, they kind of stopped doing it. They stopped handing out masks. They used to have one person, your job all day, like I did with Amazon last year. My job was to stand there and hand out masks and not wipe down. I wasn't a cleaning person. They had people from different companies coming in and clean. But when you go to stores, they used to be cleaning. Hand out the cart, they had it clean. They hand out, if you had no mask, they had the mask. And now, they are not as vigilant like they were. Now people come walking up into Target, walking up into Walmart, walking up in Kroger, walking or whatever. just walking with nothing on the face. Just and then these old people, not old like my 80, 90 years. I'm not talking about old like that. I'm talking about people who like late 50s, 60s, old white people, old Karens, old Ken, old Cletus, and all these people. I see a lot of black folks be walking with masks on, but there's some black folks you see walking with no mask. But you see some of the white folks, they walk up in there like ain't nothing, be all up in your face. Nick, I'll be like, get out of my face. Do I look like I work here? You work here? No. Do you see Lowe's? You can ask me. I got the dang whatever shirt, what I had on, whatever t-shirt I had on. You work here? No. Do I look like I work here? You ain't see no smock on me. They gonna ask me if I work here. All up in my face. All up in my face. All up. Back up. Nobody ask me no damn question. You work here. I wouldn't, do I look like I work here? I said it just like that. And then, you walk up in the Lowe's, no face, no mask on, no nothing. I had my mask on. Sure did. You ain't gonna be walking up on me. Asking me no damn questions. Shoot. I stay away far and far in between when I be doing these little assignments or if I'm go out and about. I'm not all up on no people like that. I go in there and keep myself at a, I don't understand it. But yeah, you will be fined per incident at any federal building, federal facility, or whatever, and contractors doing government business. So this thing would have been at least a little bit under control and eradicated. They should have never had that up. They should have never been open early. Because there was really truly no shutdown last year. It wasn't. People still left their house. People were still walking around. People were still doing about their business. They had stores and stuff. Restaurants were closed, but they still had business going on. Drive through. People still ordered food, Uber Eats and Grubhub and whatever else, Instacart. The supermarkets were open. Yeah, the schools were closed, but the parks and stuff like that, churches, but it wasn't truly no shutdown. Now, if you want to know about a shutdown, I wish I had people from international come on my chat. They'll tell you. I've been on other people's YouTube and chat, and those people come to Australia. They was like, they shut down. They've been shut down for at least 3 weeks, if not a little bit longer. If they're not a month, it's going on a month. But they were shut down in Australia. Only one person could leave the house at a time, and you're going to be out for 2 hours, and that's it. They shut down Australia down. They was like, nobody ain't coming in here. Ain't nobody leaving. And those people who wrote in the chat that I was in other people's channels, they miserable, but they was like, that was a shutdown. Some countries, they were shut down. China, you dare leave out. You dare walk around the street. There's a lot of country. There was a lot of countries, Italy, and they had it bad. When this thing came out, they had it real bad. You couldn't leave. You couldn't do nothing. You had one member of the household that went out, bought groceries and food, and came back home, and that was it. So it don't bother me. If they say they have a shutdown and you couldn't, say you work. Now, see, that's when this is the thing. They gave out unemployment if you were truly shut down, meaning you worked at a restaurant, you worked at the school, and you couldn't go back to work. Yes, you should get unemployment and get the $600 when they had it. Then they reduced it to $300. But once they opened up and people say they still should get paid, I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's just hard to say. But now that everything is open up, out and about, everybody's afraid to say shut down, and everybody be like, oh my god, you know, we already been in an economic collapse. If you want to believe what's an economic collapse, that's already happened. It may be happening now, but prices going up, food shortages, and all that stuff. You know, who knows? Man, what happened to my phone? I don't know. Hey, 8 people. All right, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate it. I ain't gonna be here long. I ain't gonna stay here long. I'm ready to go to bed. I got things I need to do tomorrow. What states across America West see hottest summer on record as climate crisis rages? They still having issues with the weather. I mean, I know it said it was hot, but I thought that thing cooled down. I know it cooled down over here. I can't wait till October come. Then after that, I have to figure out how I'm gonna rake up all those leaves in the yard. But fall will be here soon enough. All right. Y'all ain't got nothing to say in the chat. I ain't see no conversations. All right, I ain't gonna stay long. I'm about to lay down, go on to bed. All right, y'all ain't got nothing to say. Y'all ain't saying nothing. It's hard to constantly keep talking all the time without no interactions in the chat room. So, all right, Gwyneth, Gwyneth, Shelly Shell, Brooklyn, New York boy, Colas, Janetta Brown. Janetta, I don't know how you came. I don't remember seeing your name. But if please subscribe to my channel. Colas, who else is on here? Probably Dorian DeJour. All y'all. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. I've been on here for an hour, 19 minutes. I ain't trying to be on for 2-3 hours like I was in the previous times. Erica probably on here. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. See ya. Stay safe. Wear a mask. At least wear a mask. That's all I'm saying. All right. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.